Hi there, Sanjeevani Academy Kopargaon welcomes you all. Today we are going to see chapter first of grade 7 subject civics. Today we are going to learn a new chapter. The name of the chapter is on equality. Let me tell you what is equality. In brief, we can just say that equality is one of the pillars of Indian democracy, one of the most important pillars, in fact, of Indian democracy, and our constitution stands on this. Let me read out to you the preamble. You all are aware of it, as we all know that it is an introduction to our Indian constitution. In this, we have informed to the world that our constitution is as such. Let me read it for you once again. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, the 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. These words, all which are written down, are having so much important. Our constitution is standing upon these all words. You can see equality down over here, which is very important one. Equality, we can see socialist, secular, democratic republic, sovereign, justice, social, economic, political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, worship. These all are very important words that are led our constitution a very strong pillar, that have led the constitution on very strong pillars. So the constitution came into force on January 26, 1950, though it was completed in the 26th day of November 1949. It came into existence from January 26, 1950. It was on January 26, 1950 because we had declared complete independence on 26 January 1930. To replicate that, we had put our constitution on January 26, 1950, and we became a republic nation. Now, there were 284 members of Constituent Assembly signed the handwritten documents on January 24, 1950. 2 days after, on 26 January, India celebrated its first Republic Day. As we all know, we have now Gandhi Jayanti on 2nd October as a national festival, Independence Day on 15th August as a national day, national festival, and January 26 as Republic Day as a national festival. These three festivals are being celebrated every year with great zeal. So let us move. Now, who was the man behind this constitution? Of course, there was a committee, but one learned, a proud person of our country, that was Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. He was the chief architect of our constitution. It is because of him that our constitution covers a wide range of civil liberties, including the freedom of religion and the abolition of untouchability. As we all know that it was a huge issue post independence and before independence as well. So with the help of constitution, he was able to bring down that problem in our society, that is abolition of untouchability. Now, the Indian Constitution recognizes every person as equal. Every individual in the country, including male or female, from all caste, religion, tribes, education, and economic background, are recognized as equal. In our country, there are laws to protect people from discrimination and ill treatment. What happens generally if a person is having a lot of money or rich or maybe having a lot of powers in him, he is very much tend to suppress other or very much tend to utilize his power upon the poor or the people working under him. But our Indian Constitution has given laws that protects these people from malpractices. Now, what are the important provisions in the Constitution on equality? That is Article 15. It is very important note in the Constitution of India that every person is equal before law. It can be a prime minister or it can be a common citizen. It can be a multimillionaire or it can be a beggar. All of them are equal before the law. No person can be discriminated against the basis of their religion, race, caste, and gender. No discrimination at all. It may be religion or superior race, superior caste, or gender. Generally, it is specified to ladies and gents. So, no one can be discriminated against the through Article 15. Every person has access to all public places, including playground, shops, markets, hotels, and all person can use public wells, roads, and bathing ghats. So it was long back we used to go for bathing on the nearby rivers, and on those ghats they were using to wash their clothes and all. But some people of lower race, lower caste were not allowed to go over there, were not allowed to use public wells. So, for that, it was to be said through Article 15 that no one can be stopped or no one can be given access, no one couldn't be given access to all these public places, and untouchability is completely thoroughly eliminated, abolished. No one, if anybody practices untouchability, he has to face the action of law. Let us go further. In order to implement the equality that is guaranteed in Constitution, the government has taken two important steps. Which are the two important steps that has taken by government? Formation of laws. We have formed laws such a way that forming laws that protect every person's right to be treated equally. And second is schemes. As we all know, many members are very poor or very some members are having very bad financial background. For them, government has put forth some schemes. That government has launched various programs to help disadvantaged communities. These schemes are to ensure greater opportunity for the people who have been treated unequally for several centuries. To go further and have a very good background for them, they have been provided with schemes, so they can utilize those schemes and have their financial liberty. So that government is working on these two main things. See, one such scheme is midday meal, that is for the students who are underprivileged, who are studying in government schools. They have been provided midday meal scheme. Midday meal scheme refers to the program introduced in all government elementary schools to provide children with cooked lunch. Tamil Nadu was the first state to start midday meal in the school. In 2001, Supreme Court instructed all the states to implement midday meal scheme in their schools. Thank you so much. So next part we will see in the next video. Until then, bye.